Well, we're going to start a garden tour. And I'm talking quietly because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's beautiful. We had our landscapers here yesterday, so they weeded and mulched for us. New to my front garden this year, some zinnias, which I haven't planted in the past. Agastache, and I love the pink and coral combination. Of course, I've had lots of lantana and tickseed. The chrysanthemums I planted last fall, and they are just exploding. Also new our blanket flower and the gaura. I am absolutely loving the white gaura, and so are the bumblebees. They are very happy there. More zinnias and lantana, just filling up this front space. Back in between I have 3 gaura, but in between them I have planted penstemon, which doesn't look so healthy, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. It should be 14 inches tall or so, and add some more warmth to the colors. But there is our front wall garden. I added some creeping thyme. It's a variegated creeping thyme. It has little yellow around the edges of the leaves with little white flowers, and I'm looking forward to that spreading. On the back side of my border, and I see they got rid of one, but I have plenty to replace. I made a border of coral bells to edge that we could see from the back. Plus, when they bloom, the coral bells will be tall and able to be seen from the road. But yeah, I'm just loving the movement that the gaura brings to this garden. It's so pretty. But hiding right there is a penstemon I need to move, and here's another penstemon that needs a little help, so we'll get there. I still have some pansies hanging in there. That's kind of fun. And then we'll move on to the front of the house garden. Our cauldron is exploding. I ended up not being able to salvage the red geraniums that I had the last couple of years, but I did get these from Proven Winners this year. Filled my little cauldron with always my Dichondra silver falls that I love, and some dianthus. And there's Dad's geranium that he gifted me. The Shasta daisies and the Nepeta just finished their first flush of flowers, so they're cut back and storing up for new growth, new flowers. I have been this is the 3rd year planting these sun patience. This is the first year I'm planting second year I'm planting the lighter pink. Last year I planted more of a coral color. I'm not sure which I like better. They're both beautiful and they all perform really well in this space. So I have a row of coral bells and then the sun patience. And deutzia bushes, lilies, and then my at-last roses, which are about to bloom again. This will be the next bloom, but it is full of buds, so I'll have to take pictures when that happens. And I have some hydrangeas planted up against. They're brand new and they're very little, and they will get taller, so I may have to rearrange some things to make sure that they fit. Similar situation on this side with lilies, coral bells, a few sun patience, just to kind of tie everything across. This hydrangea actually is blooming, which I'm excited about. So we'll keep walking around the house. And hydrangeas in the back, more deutzia bushes, my pulmonaria, which this is the one we had at our other Edgewater house that we rented, Fairhill, and Nestle kept running over it, and it just wouldn't die, so we planted it, and it's still here. Hostas that I got from Lee and Cheryl. Lilies, they're looking a little peaked. I'm not sure what's going on with them. Some more daylilies in the back. A couple of black-eyed Susans. I've really cut back on the black-eyed Susans. They were just getting out of hand and looking untidy. Here I have the spilled wine Weigela. They haven't bloomed, but I'm not too worried about that. That may still happen. I have had this lupine here for, I think this is the 3rd year. Still haven't gotten any blooms out of it, but we'll see. This year, for the first year, I planted some sun patience over here. I really love this color. It's a double, and it's just such a vibrant pink. So those are about to really show off. And some Abelia back here. They did such a good job with all the mulching. We have snow in summer. They've already bloomed, and they're kind of petering out for the summer. They like cool weather, and we may just be too warm here. Grand experiment. Blue-eyed grasses, which are native to Maryland, and they get the tiniest little blossoms that are blue and look almost like an iris, like a miniature iris. More pulmonaria. These hydrangeas did not do well this year, and I'm wondering if it had to do with when I pruned them, because they're healthy looking, they just didn't bloom. But I'm not giving up. I have, these are the blackberry lilies. Still have a bleeding heart hanging in there. And new to the garden this year are allium. These are miniature alliums, but they have buds, so I'm excited that they are going to do something. These are Dutch iris, the little purple iris. Hoping that they come along. More pulmonaria and pulmonaria babies, which I was really excited about. We did not have the landscape guys do anything around the deck, since the deck is going to be torn down in a month and replaced. So I'm going to have to try and salvage my beautiful echinacea. I love all these colors. Of course, I was going for the colors of a sunrise, and here it is. Here is my sunrise every morning. And very happy with that. Don't have the fountain on right now. The bear's britches right here haven't bloomed yet. They thinned out a little bit, and I'm not sure why, but I'm going to keep an eye on them. Maybe try and get another one to fill in. I had tried to also fill in with some delphinium, but they did not come back. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. The ferns are looking absolutely beautiful. The hellebores are all tidied up. Hellebores along the back here too. Let's keep going. I'm gonna get you dizzy. I'm moving so quickly. Again, we're not doing anything with any of the gardens around the deck. They're just going to have to wait until afterward. But here's a broader picture of the gardens out back. Again, this year, second year, I lined the patio part with impatiens, which is so pretty, and it gives some sense of structure along there. The lavender is blooming. I have one spot right there, and I think I may get one more lavender because I have plenty of the geum right here. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants there. But I'm gonna wait until this heat wave is over. It's just not smart to plant when it's so hot. My Carex is doing fine as close up. Some of the older carex just doesn't look so good. The spirea, or no, not spirea, astilbe are blooming. Let's see. Ooh, they did such a good job. This garden looks so tidy. I love it. And they weren't that expensive, which was even better. They worked in the heat. I can't remember what these are. They have little blue flowers. I will have to add a note when I email you the link to this video. The lilies are blooming. These hostas, again, these are babies from the hostas out front from Lee and Cheryl. They're blooming, or about to bloom. I have a hardy hibiscus there in the pot. More Brunnera. I added more Brunnera this year. Just seems to be a good place for it in the shade, in my shady garden. And these hellebores are different colors than the ones on the other side, and they're fairly new. I have an open spot here, which is where the bleeding hearts were. I'm contemplating putting sedum in here, but I need to do a little more research to make sure they'll do okay in full shade, because this is a full shade area. And moving on to this other side, more astilbe, different variation of the blanket flower that we have out front. Here are the hostas that I stole from you, Mom, just last month, and they are doing really well. More astilbe. May as well walk through here. I like the darker red astilbe more so than the purple, but the purple pops in the shade. So, and here is, I did plant a sedum here, and then I have, oh, two sedum, I lie. And I can't remember what these plants are. They were struggling for the longest while, but I see that they're coming up. And so here we are. And I have some chrysanthemums I planted in the fall, and they're already like pushing blossoms, which is kind of crazy, but here we are. And the liriope is doing so well. They did a wonderful job tidying up this line where all of our plants were invading Sharon's yard. So I'm really happy that they were able to get that controlled a little bit. She's been such a good sport about it. I'm gonna walk through here. They tidied up the abelia back here, which I love. They left all the mazes, which I wasn't sure was going to come back, but they're filling in between the stones again, so yay. The lilies by the hot tub are doing really, really well. This one's so pretty. Such a pretty double yellow. The strawberries seem to be doing well. They haven't been pushing a whole lot of fruit, but it's only the first year, so I'm not too worried. My basil is doing great. I have two kinds. I have the sweet basil, and then this is a Greek basil. A little bit of a different taste, but I love it so much. And the rosemary, which I love, baked chicken with rosemary. My tomatoes. I may have to pick some tomatoes. Look at those guys, Dad. What do you think? So, yeah, that is our garden tour. I'll give you one last view from this side. I think they did a really good job just making everything look super tidy.